Hey everybody, Caleb here with Steve Meyer's Service today to go over the all-new Toro Grandstand HDX. So this is Toro's new large frame grandstand design, intended to give you higher horsepowers, bigger front and rear tires, and faster ground speeds, all while delivering the same user-friendliness, comfortability, and hillside stability that you've come to know from the grandstands before. So first off, let's start by flipping up this cover. Just like on your basic grandstand, you're able to flip that platform up, and that's going to give us access to the top of the deck. You'll be able to get to your belt, to your idler pulleys. They've also relocated the battery to under this position. I like that because it's no longer on the side, and you don't have to deal with that cover plate or that side panel that they had and loosen the bolts and everything. You can just undo a bungee, undo your battery, and put a new one in there. As we go to the side, we're going to have our adjustable baffles, like we did on the previous grandstand models and your 5 and 6,000 series Turbo Force decks. Still have the same plastic, easy to remove belt covers, so those just pop off by pulling out. That way you can get quick and easy access to your belts. Push that back in and you're back in place. They've also upgraded their deck hangers to a solid steel rod instead of the chains. I like this design. You'll see a very similar design on your Toro 6000 series, which is their top-of-the-line Z-Master. Obviously, we're sporting the big 24-inch tires, which again, that's going to give you part of your ground speed, part of your hillside stability, some good traction and everything. But those are some nice beefy tires. Just like on your basic grandstand, got the same height of cut assembly there. So it's got the jigsaw pattern, got your latch there on top, and then your pin to adjust your height. As we go to the back here, they do have a new padding. Nice leather with the stitching and the cool bullhorn logo stitched in there. I think that looks pretty good. As we go up to the tower here, we're going to have the same controls as our basic grandstands. Aside from this being the EFI Briggs model, we're going to have a toggle switch for the throttle. So we got our key switch, PTO switch, hour meter, again toggle switch for your 3-position throttle positions on that toggle switch, hydraulic expansion tank, parking brake, control levers, and then your height of cut lever there on the side. So they really did a good job, I think, of bringing over some of the similar features of the basic grandstand, so there's not a learning curve if you have multiple machines. One's not very different than the other, but also upgrading some of the features. Got your gas cap right here. You take that off. The tank is see-through, so you can see what fuel level you're at. The big tank here on the side, this is a part of Briggs's, and we'll get it right there, Briggs's oil guard system on their Vanguard EFI engine. So the oil guard, and let's get this flipped up so we can get a better look at the engine. The oil guard is Briggs's auxiliary oil tank, and what that does is allows us to have a larger oil capacity. Instead of the normal 2-quart capacity on most small engines, this now has 5 quarts. And what that does is allows us to extend the oil change interval from the normal 100 to 200 hours, all the way up to 500-hour oil change service intervals. So you got your dipstick here on the reservoir. Pull that out. That'll tell you your oil level. Your oil filter is actually right under this cap. Take that cap off. It's going to let you get to the oil filter right there. Then for the Briggs engine, got your spark plugs here. There's one on the back side, kind of in between the engine and the tank. Air filter cover. Let's see. As far as any other maintenance, your fuel filters. Let's go back to that right here. There's your fuel filters. But yeah, this particular model has the 37 horsepower Briggs EFI. They're also going to make the 60-inch HDX with a 31 horsepower Kawasaki. Your oil intervals will change on that. Obviously, Cow doesn't have the oil guard system, but they still have an alternate high horsepower option if you're not looking for an EFI. Flip that back up. All right, guys, that's the Toro Grandstand HDX. This is a beast of a unit. See you later.